I don't know, as a gamer or as someone who is a consumer or who is someone who is who knows slight things about making a video game. Like, I do know slight programs. I worked with certain programs to work on a video game. I have really no idea on how to react to these two situations. So let me go ahead and actually state above what happened here first, which actually uh pisses me off to a major extent. So an a Sony executive, nobody knows which area of Sony, George Kakiopo, I believe that's what he is, fired after trying to meet up with boy 15-year-old from Grinder in pedophile sting operation. So Sony executive George Kyoko has been fired after allegedly being caught trying to meet up with 15-year-old boy on Grinder in an amateur pedophile sting operation. The former senior vice president of engineering reportedly thought he was speaking with a teenage boy on the social network app for LGBT community. So, what the fuck does that what does that make a difference about what the hell you were doing? I don't get that. You met up with a 15-year-old boy, which you look over probably 40 or 50, which you had no business of doing. And especially being a CEO or executive, not CEO, executive in a big company like Sony, and then they were gonna find out, it's gonna get really bad for you, and the fact that you decided to do something that's fucking weird. Nobody knew what the hell you were gonna do to that 15-year-old boy, and it must have left him majorly scarred after what the fuck you did. And what I don't really get is the idea that, a company just fires a person. Where is the arrest? A fire is not good enough. An arrest has to have happened. Let's say this was supposed to actually happen, and something real tragic happened at the end of this, hurting the boy, or if it was a little girl or any type of child, it would have left them mentally scarred. It would have left them scarred for life, and literally get to a point where it's like, it changes their life or their aspect or their perspective on life differently based on the situation. It's very difficult to go ahead and think that a guy from Sony, which Sony is a company that I actually, you know, highly support because of PlayStation. I love PlayStation. I love, like, companies like Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. And it gets to a point where it's like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's like it's he's an executive for engineering. I don't know which part of that. Is it in gaming area? Is it in every other area? I don't know. But seriously, it gets to a point where this is very, very, very important for people to understand. And also, this was a thing set up for a meeting. So, especially on something called Grinder. I don't know what the fuck Grinder is. I don't know what Grinder does. So, with Grinder, I'm probably going to take a look at that right now, because I've heard of Grinder, but I don't know what it is. Okay. So, it's Grinder is the world's largest social network app for gay, bi, trans, and queer people. So, you know what? It's something of an app for those of the LGBTQ plus community, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad idea for an app, and it gets to a point where even in the LGBTQ plus area, whether it's in the community or out in the community, whether it's in a different community or not, it is not right for a 15 or 14-year-old to want to meet up with a older man, or an older man to want to meet up with a 14 or 15-year-old. That's something that is not right to do, to go ahead and have those people with a large age gap meet with each other. It goes to a major extent where it's just wrong. It's just extremely wrong. And with that happening, like, something like that should have never been a thing. Not even contact should have been a thing, ever. And it gets to a major point where, like, the adult here, who is the executive, should have been like, oh, you know what? No, you're too young. No, I'm not going to meet up with you. No, I'm older than you. It would not look good. It will look terrible. And then, he didn't. He decided to go along with it and meet up with the 14 or 15-year-old. That's where people decide to go ahead and look at it and be like, oh, this is a terrible thing. Yes, it is a fucking terrible thing. Something like that should never happen. So he got caught up in a pedophile state and he got fired from his job. Okay? It makes it look like a pedophile thing because it is. You cannot be wanting to meet up with a 14 or 15-year-old, whether it's in the LGBTQ plus community or outside of it or in any type of manner. If you're a 43-year-old man, yes, it looks bad. It is a terrible thing to do. So I'm glad you got fired. Why you haven't been arrested, I don't know. I don't know if there has been an arrest or anything because this is just recent news. So I haven't really gone ahead and found out if he got arrested or not. So let's hope that he does. Now let me get onto the second issue here, which bothers me the most. We all know about the Michigan mass shooting. And with that, it was where 4 students were shot and killed at Oxford High School. A very tragic event. And with that, Ethan Crumbley, a 14-year-old boy, was arrested and charged with murder and terrorism. And his parents were charged with involuntary manslaughter for giving their son access to the weapon used for the mass shootings. Which, in my opinion, a lot of people should have fucking done. If all these mass shootings were caused, a lot of people, especially the parents, should also be in court, or you should be arrested for that. I don't know why your child, who is 15 years old or younger, has access to your fucking weapons. That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Now, get back to this. They were also accused of not acting on warning signs their son shows for planning a mass murderer. The school said his mother said, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught, when they reported Ethan was searching for ammunition. First of all, what kind of mother goes ahead and says, oh, I'm not mad at you. You just need to learn to not get caught. He's out there in a school, a high school, trying to plan a murder of other people's children. This is a freshman to sophomore year kid. He is planning or trying to plan the murder of children in the fucking school. 4 of them were killed. 4 of them were shot and killed. And then now, you took that as a joke. It's not a joke. Because on that day, some parent, some grandparents, lost their baby, lost their son, their daughter, or their child, someone had lost their grandchild, someone had lost their sibling, and someone had lost their friend because of the fact that your son decided to go ahead and do something of the worst. And the problem is, a lot of these parents don't freaking think about how fucked up their kids are in the mind. But apparently, it's okay to go ahead and make a fucking joke about that. It's not no joke. It's not a situation that should be taken lightly. It should never be taken lightly. 4 children have been shot and killed. And that was 4 kids that belong to families. And now your child tries to go ahead and freaking... He tries to go ahead and takes their life for whatever reason is not good enough, and you make a joke about it. It's not a joke. That situation is not a joke. No. Fucking ads. Sorry, I'm looking at the news thing here. Once again, the media blamed video games instead of searching for a proper solution. Inside Edition reports specifically blamed the gory Fallout 4 and said the Michigan shooting was influenced by this game. They were misrepresented by the game by showing an out-of-context video of which Nick Valentine's now have become Death, Destroyer of Worlds. When are we gonna stop using this fucking bullshit ass scapegoat? I don't understand. That is an actual quote for Oppenheimer. That was before this fucking actual like that was before this game. And I think people just get into the idea that, oh, this is influenced by this game by not even actually playing the fucking game. The game has nothing to do with mass shootings. Nothing at all. Nothing that influences mass shootings. It is a violent game, yes. Most games and every game is violent. You know what else is violent? Street Fighter. You know, Smash Brothers. You have Fortnite. Doom. All these games have shown different types of violence, whether it's cartoon violence, whether it's blood and gore, whether it's futuristic violence, which I said cartoonish violence, realistic violence, and so on and so forth. But like at one point, people are using this as a scapegoat to not deal with the fact that this kid was not raised properly. Yes, this kid was not raised properly. If he was not raised properly, then his parents were bullshit. Why is your child at one point? First of all, he's 15. How the fuck if he's playing Fallout 4, how the fuck he got in the first place? If you go to a GameStop, if you go to a Best Buy or a Target, and you go ahead and talk to them, hey, can I buy Call of Duty for my 8-year-old son? They're gonna tell you, hey, this is a rated M game. Are you sure you want to make a purchase of a rated M game? Especially with me. If you go ahead and buy a rated M game for me, and for your son, who is a 6-year-old or 7-year-old, is like, oh, I'm gonna play some Warzone with my friends. Before I even make the purchase, I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. Your son is 7 years old. This is a rated M game. This has blood, gore, and this is for 18 and older. Are you 100% sure that you want to buy this rated M game for your child? Because guess what? Even if little Timmy fucking bitch face McGee, Timmy bitch face McGee comes in at 8 o'clock, like at 8 years old. Oh, can I buy Call of Duty? Nope, you need an adult. So he would have gotten that game because of an adult, or with adult supervision. Plus, guess what? I don't believe that shit that games make you violent in any type of fucking manner. I will never believe that shit for a fucking minute, because of the fact that when I first played a violent game, I was 8 years old. I was playing Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto 3. No, that was 6 years old. Grand Theft Auto 3. I played my first Grand Theft Auto game on PlayStation 2. Okay? My brother and my father were always there when I was playing the game. Were always there. Every single day. Every time when I was playing the game, my dad was telling me, hey, you know not to copy anything in this game, right? You know that everything in this game is not real, right here? So you don't go ahead and copy anything in this game. Same thing with my brother. My older brother went ahead and told me, don't copy anything of this game. Even my second older brother. I have 2 older brothers. He was like, don't copy anything of this game. And that was the exact same thing for my little brothers when I told them, hey, this is just a game. Don't copy anything of it. Come on. It gets to a point where I don't even understand why these people use the actual scapegoat, especially these news outlets, which actually don't do any type of freaking, if I say any type of critique or any type of idea of, oh, this is how it actually is. It's never about, oh, you know, what actually happened, how it actually happened, why it's actually, what's the purpose, what caused it. No, they want to use a scapegoat. And it's ridiculous. The problem is that the line is not an original quote by Valentine. It's it gets to a major point where it's like it's ridiculous. Like you're blaming video games for mass shootings. People have done this to blame video games for anything, or even music. People were blaming Dee Schneider, the lead singer of Twisted Sister, based on what he was writing on his CD, saying that it wasn't good for people to hear or even children to hear. They did the exact same thing with Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto went ahead and went past it, and they kept on doing it, especially now. A freaking governor or a politician in Chicago is blaming carjackings because of Grand Theft Auto. Like, you have to be ridiculous. That's the two things I wanted to go ahead and literally just talk about today. An executive who got fired, who should be arrested, and two, literally another scapegoat of video games being blamed for a child's bad decisions and a parent's bad, like, observation, or a bad idea of, like, taking care of the child or making sure the child's okay, because sometimes things in school happen to a point where somebody's head can go haywire, and then that shit can happen. Some of the mass shootings happen because of bullying. So yeah, why is nobody going ahead contacting the school? What the fuck happened to my child? Why was this happening to my child? Why was nobody doing a fucking thing with my child? Why was that shit happening? No, we want to make it freaking scapegoat for poor parenting and for a kid that was literally mentally screwed. Instead of going to go ahead and help him find help or try to help him, they weren't even trying to do that, and then this led to more children being killed. And then now a video game that barely does anything to the minds of children, that barely does anything to anybody, freaking is being scapegoated again. Definitely subscribe. Definitely go ahead and join our Discord channel. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Make sure to go ahead and follow the Liking Whore on Twitter as well. Follow us on Glimish. This is Nico from the EHG community. Stay tuned for another video, and remember that there's always something amazing on the horizon.